In the dynamic world of supply chain and operations, effective inventory management is crucial for maintaining customer satisfaction while minimizing costs. For businesses with seasonal demand fluctuations, such as retailers dealing in holiday goods, agricultural suppliers, academic retail, or tourism related products, traditional inventory methods can fall short. This video explores the safety stock and reorder point approach with a focus on adapting it for seasonal variations. I'll delve into the standard year-round calculation and contrast it with a dual season method, highlighting the pros and cons of each to help operations professionals like you make informed decisions. Before diving into seasonal adaptations, let's recap the basics. Safety stock is the extra inventory held to buffer against uncertainties like demand spikes, supplier delays, or forecasting errors. It's calculated using factors such as the average daily demand, lead time, which is the length of time it takes from ordering something to receiving the goods, and service level, the desired probability of not stocking out. The formula for safety stock is typically what you see on the screen. Safety stock is Z times the square root of lead time times sigma D. Now, Z is the Z score or Z score corresponding to the service level. For example, if you would like a 95% service level, the Z value is equal to 1.65. Sigma D is the standard deviation of your daily demand. From that, we can calculate the reorder point, which determines when to place a new order. The reorder point is equal to the average daily demand times the lead time plus your safety stock. These metrics ensure inventory doesn't dip below zero during replenishment periods. In a stable business, i.e. non-seasonal, one set of calculations suffices. But for seasonal operations, demand isn't constant. Peaks can surge to demand levels that are many multiples of the off-peak volume, demanding a tailored strategy. Seasonal businesses face predictable yet volatile demand cycles. For one of my retail clients, the overall volume is quite predictable, but the 4-month peak season, coupled with variable lead times from suppliers, minimum order quantities, and a desire for shipping efficiencies, make it challenging to get both the timing and the quantities just right. Imagine a company selling winter apparel. Sales skyrocket from November to February, the peak season, but plummet in the warmer months. Using a single averaged calculation for the entire year ignores these swings, leading to inefficiencies. This often results in excess inventory during the off-peak period, tying up capital and increasing holding costs like storage, insurance, and obsolescence risks. To address this, many businesses adopt a segmented approach, calculating separate safety stock and reorder point values for peak and off-peak periods. This requires historical data segmented by season, accurate forecasting tools like time series analysis, and periodic reviews to switch between the two sets. So how do we implement this dual season method? First, we have data segmentation. Divide your historical sales data into peak and off-peak periods. For peak, calculate the average daily demand and standard deviation. During peak demand, these higher values ensure that you can handle surges without stockouts. The safety stock and reorder point values will be higher, which will drive higher levels of stock and ordering earlier. Next, do the same calculation based on your off-peak sales data. Lower demand variability in this season results in reduced safety stock values, which frees up cash flow. It also lowers the reorder point, allowing you to sell through additional stock before a SKU is flagged for reordering. The final step is to have a method to transition between the two seasons. Set calendar reminders to switch calculations at the appropriate time. Because of your lead times, you're not going to switch at the very beginning of peak. You're going to have to switch before that. This method aligns inventory levels closely with actual needs, potentially reducing average stock by 20 to 40% in off-peak season without compromising service levels. Now let's compare the two approaches head to head. The traditional method, so one calculation for the entire year. The pros are that it is simple. It's easier to compute and maintain. No need for seasonal data segmentation or switching logic throughout the year. You have consistency. Uniform processes reduce errors from manual interventions. It's straightforward to train staff and integrate with simple inventory software. There's a lower initial setup cost. It requires less data analysis up front, saving time for businesses with limited analytics resources. Now for the cons. It's inefficient for inventory levels. It often leads to overstocking in off-peak seasons, inflating holding costs, typically 20 to 30% of inventory value annually. Conversely, it might understock during peaks if averages dilute high demand variability, risking lost sales. It has poor responsiveness. It ignores seasonal patterns, leading to higher opportunity costs. Capital locked in slow-moving stock could be invested elsewhere. It has an increased risk. In extreme seasonality, this can result in stockouts during booms or waste from excess during lulls, eroding profitability. Now let's look at the pros and cons of the dual season method. For the pros, it's optimized costs. By customizing to demand cycles, you minimize excess inventory in off-peak while bolstering buffers for peak to maintain high service levels for customers. You get improved cash flow. Lower average inventory frees capital for growth initiatives, marketing, or supplier negotiations. It has better forecasting alignment. It encourages detailed data analysis, enhancing overall demand planning and reducing waste. It has enhanced agility. It allows quick adaptations to changing seasons or market shifts, giving a competitive edge in volatile industries. Now, what about the cons? Complexity. It adds complexity because it requires robust data systems and expertise in seasonal forecasting and inventory formulas. Errors in segmentation, so not getting the peak defined quite correctly for all SKUs, can lead to miscalculations. It has a higher maintenance effort. It involves ongoing monitoring, seasonal switches, and potential software customizations, increasing administrative burden. It has a data dependency. It relies on accurate historical data. New or unpredictable businesses may struggle with initial setups. Forecasting inaccuracies could amplify risks if seasons vary year over year. It has implementation costs. Upfront investment in analytics tools or training might deter smaller operations, though long-term savings often outweigh this. In summary, the traditional method suits stable or mildly seasonal businesses, prioritizing ease, while the dual season approach excels for highly variable demand, offering superior efficiency at the cost of added sophistication and complexity. For seasonal enterprises focused on inventory optimization, adopting separate safety stock and reorder point calculations for peak and off-peak periods can transform operations from reactive to proactive. While the traditional year-round method provides a solid foundation, it often falls prey to the pitfalls of the demand extremes. By weighing the pros and cons against available resources, data maturity, and demand volatility, you can select or hybridize the strategy that best aligns with your goals. If your business analytics involve tools like Excel or more advanced software, starting with a pilot on key SKUs could yield quick insights. Ultimately, the key is balancing risk, cost, and customer service in a way that supports sustainable growth.